Hi everyone, it's Leo here. And has this ever happened to you? You've been searching for weeks and you finally found it. The one, your dream job. The hours are flexible, the benefits are amazing, and the salary is a huge step up. And you spend hours polishing your resume to make it absolutely perfect. You hit that send button and you just know the person on the other side of that screen is waiting to talk to you. You did everything right. You did exactly what your parents told you. And then nothing. No email, no phone call, nothing. Just the sound of your defeat. So what do you do next? You head over to Google and you get amazing advice like, oh, go to large meetups and meet with a bunch of people. Or just email as many people as you can. It's just a numbers game, right? But you don't want to know what the truth is? The hiring manager you want to speak with isn't actually at any of those meetups. You'll just meet other people who want to find a job, just like you. Until you'll have pointless conversations. And what about emailing other people? How does that work? Well, let's just say that if someone emailed you for a job that you didn't know, you would laugh at them all the way to the spam folder. So what do? You have to learn to build relationships with people at companies that you want to work for. That's really all it is, but I'll give you some more details. I hope you find this helpful, and if it does, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with your friends. So anyway, with that said, you have to realize that referrals are the best way to get hired. About 40% of hires are done through referrals. That's twice as many as from career sites. Referrals even get paid more than normal applicants. But Leo, how do I get a referral from anyone at a company if I don't know anyone there? Well, that brings me to step 1, which is how to meet your potential influencer. Obviously, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and find your dream company. Specifically, find the dream role you're aiming for. And I mean the exact role. Once you have it, you want to find any person who can potentially influence the hiring decision. Usually that means finding a person that's one title above the job that you're searching for. I find that LinkedIn works great for this, so use it. Especially nowadays when recruiters use LinkedIn to screen candidates, so keep yours nice and up to date. Now, if you're looking to land an account manager role, let's say, you want to go and find the person who's the senior account manager at that company. Or if you want to become the VP of that company, you want to go ahead and find the CEO or other executives, and so on. Now, the best way to find this is to use a website like hunter.io or RocketReach. I found both of these work very effectively, and they're free. So why don't you go ahead and use them? And the next step is very important. You want to go and research your butt off so you can really build that relationship with your potential influencer. Go to any and all social media platforms that this influencer uses. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The more professional, the better. Leverage any information you can about this person that you can bring up when you finally meet them. And I know what you're thinking, Leo, isn't this a bit like stalking? And I know what you mean. But people definitely want you to do some research on them before you actually meet them, especially if there's someone important. So it shows them that you're actually motivated. Of course, don't be that weird person who brings up their mom's skiing trip in Vermont. Now you have to go ahead and send that email. I know this part is really stressful for some people, but it's also the most important. Use any research you've found to uncover an angle and make that email as personal as possible. People want to know they're talking to a human being, okay? So don't be afraid to throw in a little humor once in a while. Now it could be that you have the same non-traditional background into tech, or it could be that you worked on some similar project or just went to the same school. Whatever it is, use it. For example, if you were to email me, you might email something about how you want to start your own YouTube channel and how hard you found it for people to smash that like button. For the email subject line, you should use the subject quick question, because apparently Fast Company did some research on this and they emailed thousands of executives and 66% of responses were with the subject line quick question. So use it. Now let's say your influencer comes back and tells you that he's free to meet you next week for coffee. Great! The best thing here is to ask a series of questions that will lead you to continue the conversation once your meeting is over. You don't just want to score a meeting with someone once and hope that that'll land you a referral, because that's not enough. What you really want is that personal relationship that's built over a couple meetings and over a series of exchanges through email or LinkedIn. So use the fact that people love talking about themselves, okay? Ask them questions about how they made the transition from X to Y to Z to this current company. Ask them about the difficulties they faced, any challenges, maybe they're from a non-traditional background like you. But the $1 million question that you have to ask is what is the biggest challenge that your team is currently facing? Really dig in here, be specific. This person knows stuff that the internet does not know, okay? Nothing is shared like this. This is key information that brings me to my next step, which is adding value. Now you have to do some homework. For the next week, you're gonna research day and night your influencer's problem. You wanna come up with a potential solution and a draft for how to implement it in their company. Your solution should include a summary of the problem, so that shows them that you've actually listened to them and you actually understand their problem, a step-by-step guide as to how to implement it in their company, and this is very important to show them also what skills you have that could actually benefit when implementing this within the company. You can be very subtle about this, but it's very important. I'll link an amazing example of that in the description by Raghav Haran, who now works at Airbnb. What he did is basically go on the street and ask a bunch of people what features they'd like to see implemented at Airbnb. They would answer him, and he would summarize this into a new user interface that he would design, brand new, put it into a framework, and then send it to as many Airbnb employees as he could find. Now, okay, admittedly, they did tell him they thought he was a bit crazy, but they did give him that interview, and now he works there full time. So, who's laughing now? Now you're going to reach back to your influencer after a week and show them the framework that you've made to solve their problem. It's important never to mention the job opening in their company, because once you've done a good enough job, you've built a good enough relationship, they will offer it to you. Companies are always looking for great talent. As a side note, you could be thinking, well, what's the point of my resume and cover letter? Because actually, for this whole process, I haven't really been using them. Well, that's true. Actually, the resume and cover letter aren't as important as people think, but you do want them ready when the influencer is ready to give you a referral. You want to optimize it for that exact position, and once it's ready, you hit send. And after they've received your resume and cover letter, the next step would be the interview process. And after that, it's up to you. One last thing before the end is do not forget to send thank you emails to your influencer. Now he's taken the time to meet with you in person or by email or LinkedIn or whatever, or take a call with him. Be sure to say thank you. People really appreciate that, and it's a very important part of this. Otherwise, people won't really feel the need to refer you in. Also, don't be afraid to follow up. If someone doesn't answer you, don't be afraid to shoot them an email a couple days later and saying, hey, could we discuss this further one day? I hope you're doing all right. I'd love to continue our conversation. Nothing wrong with that. The person is usually just very busy with their own work. So don't be afraid to send them an email. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and making it to the end. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you haven't already, go smash that like button and hit the subscribe button to see my next videos. I hope you all get your dream job sooner than later. And I hope this has helped you. And if it has, well, then I guess I'll see you in the next videos. All right, see you.